beast in the zone, praying to the wicks and the candles tone. Sipping that slippage, feeling that FOMO. Portfolio flex like it's holy promo. Sacrifice fiat, selling the pump. Altars of alpha, wallets get plump. Lunar eclipse, my stop loss missed, and I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains. Light up the sky, burn off our chains. Oh moon to the moon, no earthly pains. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains. Eyes wide shut, undivine with the play. Spirit in sync with the market's phase. Confluence hit, I go full send. Lambo dreams that never end. Fibonacci carved in stone. Sacred trend lines, bullish tone. Chart prime whispers in my ear. Take the trade, release the fear. Burn the doubt, cleanse the wick. Let the dead be real quick. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains. Gains, the bulls break all our chains. To the moon with crypto flames. Oh moon gods, bring us the gain. Eyes on the chart like a priest in the zone. Pray to the wicks and the candles tone. Sipping that slippage, feeling that FOMO. Portfolio flex like it's holy promo. Sacrifice fiat, selling the pump. Altars of alpha, whales get plump. Lunar eclipse, my stop loss missed, now I'm baptized in that bullish bliss. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains. Gains, the bulls break all our chains. To the moon with crypto flames. Oh moon gods, bring us the gain. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains. Oh moon gods, bring us the gains.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, live financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. I'm Lunar Beaches Crypto, coming to you live right here on the Piper Academy Network, Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bitcoin gets a new all-time high on a weekly close. Let's go. Let's go. Now, been expecting a pullback. Not sure if the upside on the pullback is complete. I will show you what I mean on that. We'll see. All right. And the Dow Jones is this far away. If I'm looking at my chart, it's about this far away from breaking an all-time high. Probably like 1% or something. Yeah, why is my hair so atrocious right now? Need a haircut. Anyways, hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Had a great 4th of July weekend. If you are American. I had a fantastic 4th of July weekend. Thursday night, we went out. Fam and I went out and went to a fireworks show, local fireworks show. 18 minutes long. Pretty awesome. I know it's the same thing every year, but it's still cool. What's even cooler is getting to experience it with your kids and getting to watch their faces as the fireworks go off. You know, it's you know, you just see the awe in them, and it is it's pretty awesome to see, right? You know, we've seen it forever, but getting to see your kids see it, you know, it's something else. But hopefully everybody survived and has all of their fingers. I see Curtis Hill says he already has all of his fingers, so that is good. I'm glad everybody has all 10 of their digits if they started off the week with 10 digits. But anyways, what's going on, everybody? Before I go any further, you know I have to introduce the Madhouse. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Good evening. Good evening. The alumni in the house. What's going on? Indie Rock Crypto. His MF Toracle. The Bully Mammoth BTC strikes another weekly all-time high. Let's mother effing go, alumni. What's going on, IRC? Thank you for being here. Indie Rock Crypto. All set. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Gotta get in it to win it. That is correct. Gotta get in it to win it. You gotta take the risk. In order to take any gains. That's the name of the game. What's going on, Harp? Throwing up the metal horns as always. Thank you for being here, Harp. Hope you're having a rockin' or had a rockin' weekend. Alexandra G, the mod boss, the mod queen, the mod god. What is going on? Hope you're doing well, Alexandra G. Thank you for pinning the Piper Academy Discord link in the chat. Join YouTube. Join the YouTube membership, $5 a month. Get you access to the Piper Academy Discord. Comes with an amazing trading community, first and foremost. We also do some Q&A in there. We have the Piper Dynamic DCA plan with Bitcoin and some altcoins. And we have other stuff too. We have subscription services that we pay for, and all the help that you need from excellent traders such as JR, Piper, OC Guy, and others. I have to look. Why do I have to look? Because my brain is weird. Oh, and Buck plays. Yes, we have Buck as well. So, helping you guys out. If you want to learn how to trade, if you want to learn these markets in general, if you want to speculate on macro stuff with us, that's what the Discord is for. Join Discord. It's lit. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Alexander G, again, thank you for pinning that link in the chat. Curtis Hill, what's going on? Thank you. I'm glad you have all of your fingers. Thank you for being here, Curtis Hill. And Retro Mike Tech, what's going on? I can't count to 10, but I believe most of my ligaments are still intact. That is good. Excellent news indeed. LBC, did you have light drone show too? No, I have yet to see a drone show in person. They look awesome. I really would like to see a drone show because they look pretty sick compared to fireworks. But I mean, I love my fireworks too, except I'm more of a I'm more like to participate in the blowing up of the fireworks than I do watching it, if you know what I mean. And Trader G, good morning, sir. Good morning, Trader G. Wherever you are, good morning. It is morning where you are, I guess. And it is not so much here. It is very late. But let's go ahead, guys, and get over here to the crypto bubbles. Let's take a look and see what's up in the top 100. We have TIA up 10%. We've got this coin that I'm glad is you can't see. We've got Floki 17.2%, Bonk up 12.8%, SPX. I'm gonna guess that's a meme. Oh yeah, SPX 6900. Yeah, 6900. I know that's a meme. 9.9%. XLM getting a move, up 6.2%. We've got Monero up 3%, Render up 3%, almost 3.5. Stacks up 3.8. WIF up 5.8. SHIB up 4.1. So a lot of our doggy tokens and meme coins in general are getting some of the biggest pushes, of course, because they're having to come up from the lowest of lows. So there you go. Flare, little bitty Flare over here in the corner. It's ranked 67, but it must not be up much today. 0.4%. I would check out Flare if you are any kind of interested in the XRP community and ecosystem, because Flare's going to be I think Flare might be a significant project within that ecosystem. So just keep that in mind. You got HBAR up 4.4%, ETH only up 2.5%, CRV up 3%. And speaking of XRP, up 2.6%. This is all on the last 24 hours. Nothing really sticking out other than the memes and TIA. So that's all well and good. Let's go over to the chart. Let's start off with the Dixie. The Dixie continuing to see some downwards movement. Now, we might see some upwards movement due to the economic data we got last week. And it did come down, sweep lows. So we could see a push up in the Dixie this week. Now, will that coincide with a push down in our risk on assets? Potentially. However, not always. Sometimes risk on assets go up at the same time that the Dixie goes up. So, but they are typically inverse correlated, especially on the higher time frames. On more of a macro trend, they are more inverse correlated than, short-term trends. So, what's going on, Melissa One Love, the real OG of the LBC? What's going on, One Love? Thank you for being here. Do appreciate it as always. Now, we like to also take a look at the rest of the Dixies, because the Dixie is a basket of assets. It's not just the dollar, right? It's the dollar versus a basket of assets. Specifically, these assets: the Australian dollar, the euro, the British pound, the Canadian dollar, and the Japanese yen. Go ahead and take a look at the Australian dollar, getting a pullback to start the week. Now, we've been watching this one, and it has just been absolutely horrendous and choppy, but in general, moving to the upside. Now, if this is moving to the upside, that is going against the dollar. So the dollar is moving to that is weighting against the dollar. So if it goes up, the dollar is likely going down. But it also needs some help, especially since the Australian dollar's been just choppy. But it has been choppy and up to the right. But we have the euro over here. Go ahead and bring this back. Bring this back out. We have the euro over here, and this makes up more than 50% of the Dixie. So watching this upwards trend here at about 1.20, looking to break that. And if this one gets going, really gets popping here, then that should send the Dixie even further down. The British pound is also looking like it's wanting to move to the upside. So those are going to be your biggest contributors to the Dixie, and they are both poised to make more moves to the upside. Now, this is the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, so it's going to be the opposite. We want to see this moving to the downside. That means the US dollar is weakening against the Canadian dollar, and you can see we broke through this resistance, and we weren't able to maintain it for supports, and so it has fallen through and fallen back into this kind of ascending triangle. But this was more of a fake out, so be careful because this one might continue lower. And if this does continue lower, the Dixie will continue lower as well. Japanese yen trying to get that breakdown in here, but not. It's still holding up right now on the dynamic reactor. We'll see if it'll get a breakthrough that dynamic reactor and push that Dixie down further. So we want that Dixie to push down because that does what? That pushes Bitcoin and our risk on assets to the upside. What's going on, Kelly? Thank you for being here, showing up and showing out as always. All right, so this is the Bitcoin market cap sitting at $2.18 trillion. We are sitting at, on the fib, so we popped above the 1.618. We bounced off of that, held that for support, and looking to push up towards that 2.93 to $3 trillion mark. The $3 trillion mark will be a psychological level that needs to be broken in order for us to have more upside. But yeah, so yeah, market cap looks good on the fibs. Let's go ahead and take a look at the CME, see if we created a gap over the weekend at all. I don't know that we did. Go to the daily. The daily actually opened up within this daily fair value gap in here. Not opened up, but already wicked down into that daily fair value gap. So we opened up. This is so weird. Do I have my after hours on? I needed a smaller time frame, don't I? Yep. Session electronic. Okay. All right, so we do have a little, pretty nice gap here. We can see we came down into the gap and have since started to bounce off of it. So Bitcoin's actually looking a little more bullish than I have anticipated. However, it could be giving me a fake out. And what do I mean by that? Well, get ready for the flashbang. Bang. All right, so I need to draw this on a dark chart, but for now, this is what you have to deal with, okay? So my question is, as in this ABC right here, is this C wave actually in? And I'm not sure that it is, because this C wave is supposed to be an ABC. So we might need to be careful here because we could still push higher here and still get that pullback that I am expecting. Okay, so I'm going to have to move this later at another time, but for now, let's just do this. Get back to how you was. There we go. So if this does continue to push to the upside, then we do have to heavily consider that this is an ABC correction, especially if this breaks back down into this range. Now, if we break through with conviction, then there is a possibility that this correction is wrapped up, and this was the start of wave 3. This being wave 1, 2, and then 3, with the third wave having 5 subwaves within it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we do something like that, then I believe that would invalidate this from happening. So a lot of if this then that. So we just gotta see what the charts be doing. So if we break the range but we come back down into it, it's not good. If we break it with conviction, just get a little pullback and then push up one more time and then get a larger pullback, then we're done. Then we have broken out from the range, and we are heading to higher prices, heading to much higher prices. What would those higher prices be? Good question. I'm glad you asked. So first we can just take a fib from this level to this, from this high to this low, and a 4.236 extension gets you up to that $156,000 mark. Now if we go from this high to this low, that 156 is just below the 2.618 at 165,000, and the top side of the 4.236 here is 222,000. Now, why would I go based off of that? Well, if we just look historically at Bitcoin, let's just go to, is this going to have it on here? Nope. Let's go to the index. All right, so this first real cycle here, we just pull a fib from high to low, and we reach a full 4.236 extension. We even go a little bit further. We can pull from high to low, and we reach a full 4.236 extension on that cycle. We go from high to low. We exceed a 4.236 extension on that one. And since we exceeded it on that one, what do you think we did on this one? We failed to get to the 4.236. But we only failed to get to the 4.236 on our price chart. We actually got to the 4.236 on our market cap. Right here on that second push up. That actually gave us our full Fibonacci extension. So always got to be looking at multiple different factors, multiple different charts. Now, this was pushing up this way. Why is this chart so dark? What kind of chart, or not chart, but this, there we go. All right, let's get rid of that, get rid of this. Something I also looked at over the weekend was these trend-based fibs, and I actually did. So you're supposed to go from low to high to a low, right? And then it gives you a trend-based fib, but I instead went backwards just so I could see, okay, right here we got a pullback to the 114. Right here we got a pullback to the 236. Right here we got a pullback to the 236. And looking for potential expansion to the upside. Now I could also just do from here to here, 50% retracement. From here to here. Let me zoom in so I can see this. This is the first. Nope. From here to here. There we go. 50% retracement. From this low to this high, 50% retracement. From this low to this high, 50% retracement. Okay. Now, we have not hit the 50% retracement on this one, which means we'll probably extend further out and hit that 50% retracement here. Or more. We'll see. But anyways, still sitting well above the weekly dynamic reactor. Shout out to Chart Prime. Check out Chart Prime. Link in the description down below. Get 45% off your first month. Comes with the amazing indicator suite and daily trading classes. Learn how to trade from the OC guy and Alex O Crypto. And yeah, check it out. Pretty awesome. Check out the Discord. They do signals. They do all that stuff, and teach you how to use the indicators. And they, you're you're the first to know about like their new free indicators and about updates and all that stuff. So just check it out. Link in the description down below. Lock your fibs. Yeah, lock your fibs. But yeah, so potential on this cycle, we're looking at high side 242. I'm more keen to say 224. That 224, 222 level is actually interesting because my original prediction was 202,000. And it wouldn't surprise me if we kind of exceeded expectations a little bit, but not by a whole lot. Now, trend-based fib, that 2.618 sitting right there at that 164,000. And if you remember, if I just pull a standard fib from our current high to low, that 2.618, was that the right one that I was supposed to pull from? From this high to this low? Now it's got me all messed up, man. From this, this high to this low. 4.236, 156. No, it was this one. Where did that? There's a 2.618. So both 2.618s on the trend based and your standard fibs based off of this high, this low on our current swing move here. Both at about that 164, 165K range. We could definitely see us getting up to at least that high. So we shall see. Bitcoin dominance still not quite done just yet. Still hanging in there, although it is hanging on by a thread. Now, what could make this fall? Well, that could be the Bitcoin pullback that we might be expecting, like over here. That could be the Bitcoin pullback with altcoins holding up better than Bitcoin. That could be Bitcoin breaking out even further, maybe getting that ABC correction or finishing this ABC correction in here from here. A, B, and then C to the upside, because A and the C wave tend to be pretty equal in length. So if this comes up, man, it's just classic that it would do that too. Classic Bitcoin. I really want to move all of this over. Just freaking move it over, get it over with. Should have done it pre-stream, but that's okay. We live on the edge here on Markets After Dark. Am I right? Am I right? Sometimes I'm right. Do 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 do. So this would actually be more like up here. I don't know why I put B all the way over there, but this would be like this. So watch for the swing failure pattern, then the pullback, and then even look at that, July 28th, which is the next Fed meeting. Wouldn't that be interesting if that next FOMC put in the low before we broke to the upside? Kind of fits narratives. Bitcoin is a pumping right now, so would not be shocked to see that A, B, C to the upside, get the swing failure pattern, and especially if we are able to get a, whoops, you can't see that one. Wrong one. I don't think it matters too much, but let's just don't send a clip to Chart Prime. First of all, that other indicator is not a paid indicator. It is free. Oh boy, I'm getting fired. No, it'll be okay. Uh, yeah. All right, so yeah, we get the push up. Let's go to the 4-hour. See what we're looking like here with the Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. We will look for a push up and maybe another push up like this. So you get a push up, or maybe this just doesn't even. I mean, if it does something like that, then you've got some double whammy bearish divergences going on as you are pushing to the upside. So you'll look for those bearish divergences. Then you'll look for, a sweep of an internal low and to break structure, and then head back down to the downside. So that is the bearish scenario. Like I said before, though, the bullish scenario would just be to go ahead and break out, make sure this, this bull flag in here actually plays out. Now it's a nice little break. I mean, it's a breakout with a pullback. We'll see if that can get some big conviction continuation in here. If there's no conviction, if it's weak, if it wicks up here, look out. Okay, we could be going lower. Is there any confluences for BTC with the 144K level? 144. I don't know that I've seen 144 on any of my charts. To be perfectly honest, let me see. $1.618. Nope. Right here. 148 is pretty close if you go from high to low. 148, 134, 148. Maybe a 3.5. 3.5 probably wouldn't get you there. Pretty close there on the 3.618 based off of those. Take a look at this from high to low. 158 on the 2.618. I don't see a 144 unless it's like a 2.5, 2.27. 2.27 is a 139. What about 2.318? Is that right? 2.318. Nah. Not really. I don't have any confluence for 144. I don't know where it would get, what the confluence would be. Okay, thanks. One more question. Are you able to do some analysis on the others chart on the monthly? Yeah, absolutely. We go into all of our indices, our crypto indices, as I like to call them. And yeah. But I mean, this is a nice consolidation wick at the high on the weekly chart. Doesn't look terrible. Doesn't have to come down. I'm just being cautious, okay? Being cautious, because we do have a fair value gap here on the daily chart. But I'm still just, I want to be a little bit cautious. I don't want to get faked out, okay? I want Bitcoin to prove itself before we get faked out. Now let's go ahead and, since we'll go ahead and go to the others. Go to the monthly chart. Let's get rid of my drawings. Yeah, we'll start on others. Did get the bearish divergence on the weekly. We got the pullback now, or on the monthly rather. Overbought, bearish divergence. The fact that we had this on on our oscillator and we still, remained elevated shows me there's a little bit of strength in that altcoin market. It's holding up more than people think. And this is others, so this is everything excluding the top 10. So this won't include your Bitcoin, Ethereum, your XRP, your Solana, What all is in the top 10 these days? Your USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, XRP, BNB, Solana, USDC, Tron, Dogecoin, and Cardano. Hyperliquid up to number 11. Wow, sweet, up to number 12. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah. So this excludes all of those, and you can see, I mean, it's actually been holding up quite well. Not too shabby. Go ahead and pull a fib right here, high to low. And yeah, we're kind of just sitting on top of that 0.382 at $231 billion. We're sitting at 235 billion. So we're sitting above that level there. The only question is, will it get one more washout wick to the downside for some reason? I don't know. I can't. It makes, I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if it did. That's the words I was trying to get out of my mouth. It wouldn't be the end of the world if it did get down there, okay? Because it would just be kind of like completing an ABC before it would then rocket itself to the upside. Okay, up to around $1.86 trillion, which would not surprise me in the least to see the altcoin market hit close to 2 trillion. So, because Bitcoin is currently sitting at 2 trillion, and the market cap can get a little crazy, okay, but only temporarily, and because it can get a little bit crazy, people seem to think that market caps don't matter, but absolutely do matter on a macro time frame. You can have short-term spikes to the upside, but eventually it will settle itself out. What you should really pay attention to is your fully diluted market caps. That shows how much liquidity is actually in the market. Sorry. Pretty sure a mosquito got my ankle. So yeah, others sitting above that dynamic reactor on the monthly. Let's go to the weekly chart, see what we're doing. Are we bouncing? Okay, so we're sitting on top of the dynamic reactor on the weekly chart, and again at 0.382. Now this is nice. This is nice to see in here. Let me get rid of this magnet. So you got the trend to the downside. You get the break up. You break that high, that internal high in there, and you get a pullback. That's everything that you want to see in a potential reversal, for me anyways. And you get a pullback exactly to the 786. So this one could be wrapped up, and it might not have to move to the downside. Now, if Bitcoin gets that pop up and breaks that all-time high, then we could see that pop up across the board. And then if Bitcoin gets a pullback, you'll see the pullback across the board. But we'll see if alts can maintain the highs and if they can continue to the upside from there. If they can hold the highs, then the likelihood of them pushing even higher later, especially when Bitcoin finally breaks out, doesn't give us a fake out breakout, but actually gives us a real breakout, then this whole market will send, or at least a lot of it will send, okay? I dropped to that level, and others would test that green line too. What is that green line? It's a dynamic reactor by Chart Prime. So, check it out. And we are also getting a bounce off of our oversold zone in here. So we've got the bounce off of that, trying to break above that 50, that zero line, really 50% level. Not really the 50% level, it's just the zero line, 0 to 100, 0 to minus 100. So you could still say, you know, this is 50 and this is 100, this is 0, right? Same. Total crypto market looking a lot like Bitcoin. Total 2, doing the same thing, kind of actually looking a little bit better, but that's because it does have the bigger market caps in it. And same with the total 3, which excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum, and just has everything else in it. But this also includes your stable coins. Speaking of stable coins, let's go ahead and take a look at our US Tether dominance. We'll see on the weekly chart. Is this what we were expecting last week? Is this what we did? Push down, come up, push down. More downside for USDT. Looks like it's in the books. Looks like it's happening. So I think we might have a good at least start to the week. So keep your eyes peeled. Now let's go ahead and go over to our stock indices. We do have the ES out in new all-time highs, closing the week at a new all-time high. Did it close the month at a new all-time high? It did. It closed the month at a new all-time high. Closed the week at a new all-time high. 2 weeks in a row. New all-time high for the S&P 500. That is bullish for Bitcoin. Another thing that is bullish for Bitcoin, the NASDAQ closing the week above new all-time high and the monthly. So the NASDAQ is getting a push higher, and the only thing that is behind is the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is the one we are really waiting for. If this thing breaks out, then I would expect Bitcoin to follow suit. At this point, they might break out at the same time. At this point, at this stage of the cycle, so we're very close to the same. But if the Dow Jones breaks out, Bitcoin should break out. Then we should see the Russell 2000, your small market cap stocks, continue its push to the upside as well. And if this one gets pushing, then that bodes better for our altcoins. Bitcoin too, but definitely more our altcoins. This breaking to the upside just shows the breadth in the market really opening up, so that meaning that you'll see more of a risk-on environment from investors and traders willing to put their money in the markets, park their money. Now our 2 and our 10-year is sitting at a 32.15. It's 47. So sitting less than 50, so not showing a sign of recession at this time. So we're starting to see a little bit more demand, it looks like, potentially for the US Treasuries. And yeah, Nvidia still climbing higher. Microsoft still climbing higher. Meta broke its all-time high, trying to get back above it. Tesla got to break above this consolidation range, is holding it for the time being. We'll see if it continues this correction to the downside or if it can get moving with everything else. Amazon, let's go ahead and pull a fib, high to low. Currently sitting at that 786. We're trying to break through that 786. Yep, so the 786 is holding down Amazon at 225.15. We'll see if Amazon can continue its climb as well. Everything trying to V bottom out of here on the stock side of things, but we could be seeing, as these push to their highs, we start seeing some sell-off on the major stock indices, or major stocks rather, and start seeing some rotation into your Russell 2000s, your Bitcoins, and your altcoins, and so on and so forth. So everything is looking pretty good at the moment. We might have another bullish week ahead. We've got Ethereum doing a bit of a megaphone pattern in here, which does typically lead to a breakout to the upside with conservatively, if you come from the bottom to the top here, that puts you at about 3,300. If you go to the breakout, then you're breaking out into a new all-time high and pushing 4778. Depending on where you break out from, could be a little bit lower, but that would be a new all-time high, and we are coming for those equal highs, I do believe. So, do believe we will get there. Now the question is when soon. Think soon. So Ethereum is actually looking kind of bullish too. So we want Ethereum and Bitcoin to both be pushing at the same time, because if one is showing strength and the other one isn't, then it is not likely going to bode well for either. If Ethereum breaks out but Bitcoin doesn't follow suit, expect them both to pull back pretty hard, or at least have a decent pullback. If Ethereum fails to break above this high, as Bitcoin is also failing to break above its high, and if Bitcoin does break its high, if this one fails to break above this high here, if Ethereum fails to break above this high here at about 2750, then in Bitcoin it does barely break above its high and then pulls back into the range, then we have an SMT divergence where one of our correlated assets put in a higher high on a swing, basis, put in a higher high, while the other one put in a lower high at the same time, and that's how you get SMT divergence between two highly correlated assets, which typically leads to downside. Bearish divergence because the price is moving to the downside. Now you can get bullish SMT divergence if the prices are moving to the downside and they diverge in their price action to the downside. One puts in a lower low, the other one puts in a higher low, for example. So always looking for those SMT divergences. Gold got the pullback. Trying to see if we can come back up here and sweep these highs exactly as predicted. We shall see if it can hold up in here. Silver, we can start seeing some movement in silver. That would definitely show some more risk on appetite as well. And this one's looking pretty good for some risk on food. Okay, some cheese sticks, like our cheese sticks here in the South, right? So we are. This was acting as support, fell through it, came back up, acted as resistance, pulled back to back test this zone here. Okay, good. We're good here. Demand is good. We push up. We break back above this previous support zone and resistance zone. Now got a nice push down into it and push off. So silver is looking like it could be on its way to pushing higher. So gold might be rotating into silver. Silver looking poised to break $50 with ease. And this is one of the largest cup and handles of all time. Now, I'm not a cup and handle guy, but it's hard to ignore one when you see one, especially when it's, like I said, it's hard to ignore one when it's like this. Curve, 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 curve. Cup, handle, breakout, Now, I'd probably go a little bit more conservative. So there's two ways to play your measured move on this. You can either play the big cup. You go to your breakout, and you're looking at a $625 silver. Or you go, let's go from the low to the top of the cup here. Push this on top here. And you're looking at about $180 silver. That's quite a wide range. Go ahead and pull a fib on this. Right there. And this shorter target actually gets us closer to that 4.236 at $201. Let's just go ahead, put this down. $190. I mean, it nails it. So silver to $190 potentially. That's what it looks like to me. With the potential for a extension, further extension into the abyss known as price discovery. So yeah. Economic calendar. There's not really anything going on this week. We just have the FOMC minutes. Let's turn off the impact. Let's see. Used car prices, 3-year note auction, API crude oil stock change, foreign stuff, NBA, blah, 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 FOMC minutes, and continuing jobless claims, initial jobless claims, maybe something to pay attention to. I don't know that this is going to be too much of a mover, but it could be. I mean, when you have lack of data during the week, look out for narrative, news-driven moves, okay? Trump says something about tariffs that's positive, expect some pumping. It might be temporary because that's how news-driven price action works, is that it's typically temporary, just not lasting. And, something could give us that boost that we're looking for that potential break of the highs for Bitcoin before a pullback. Or we could just go ahead and put that C wave in here and drop down to that 104.5, 102.5 to 104.5-ish level, the lower hundreds in there. And that's where I think would be an excellent time, an excellent spot to buy before we really send off. Now, we could just go ahead and just really send off now, but I'm still being cautious, okay? I'm still cautious. I'm still skeptical of this price action in here. It's very corrective and not very impulsive. Now, get a nice big conviction move to 115 to 117 or so, maybe 120. It might be a little too ambitious, but we'll see. But break through that 112 and get up to that 115, 116, 117, somewhere in that area. And I think I think it might be good. 1.272, sitting at that 115,900 mark. So be looking out for that. And yeah, so there was your macro Monday. I do appreciate all of you being here this evening. Thank you for being here. And yeah, hopefully you were able to get a little bit prepared for the week. I'd be looking for some longs potentially to start the week. And then remember, look for breakouts and look for the retest before you press that buy button. Okay? Not financial advice, just, something that you hear all the time in the trading world. Just wait for the breakout retest, okay? Wait for the breakout and the OC retest, okay? If stuff, try not to FOMO. If you see some outliers that are pumping like 30-40% in a day, I fully expect us to start getting stuff like that over the coming weeks, where things just start popping off. So just be prepared, but don't FOMO. And if you're already in a bunch of coins and you've been holding for quite some time and they get some big moves, please remember to take profit. No one ever went broke taking profits, except for if you take profits too early and then you add to your losers, and then you're just, I mean, that's just a little bit too much nuance. For the most part, no one ever went broke taking profits, okay? But yeah, good vibes always. Yeah, always a good vibe. And that's what we try to do around here. So as far as the beginning, I don't know if you guys saw the image at the beginning. I am working on a little bit of a I'm working on a new intro. I'll just give you guys give you one more pick from the new intro. So let me show you the one you saw, which is not on here. Here's the sample right here. Here's a sample from the new intro, and the one that I showed you guys earlier. Let me move this over here. I'm trying to make it sneak peek, okay? This was on the intro at the beginning of the video. So, a little bit of a sneak peek. I got a little bit of a screen write going on. A little bit. So, it'll be pretty cool, I think. Trying to shoot for like a 1.5-minute intro. And trying to edit it all together and do something cool. It's the moon god versus the evil market maker. So, go figure. I think I might have a song for it already. Press 1 in the chat if you want to hear that as our outro music. I will go by whatever you guys say. But until then, guys, don't forget to join us tomorrow. We have BC Port Corp in the morning for Good Morning Crypto. Then we have the morning market report with Army Piper and the OC guy. And then maybe trading. I don't know. Is trading with OC done or not? I don't even know. I don't know. To be quite honest, I don't even know. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But I do appreciate each and every single last one of you for being here, and I do hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. And I will see you on the next one. Bunch of ones in the chat. Throw them waves in the chat. Holla at your boy. Mad love. God bless. Peace out.
Flames crack through the crust. This ain't luck, he moves charts, we move trust. Red-coated villain in the glitchy dark. Whispers trades with the hunter's spark. Two forces clash at the candle gate. Algos twitch, it's too late. Maker strikes, the wick turns red. But we ain't done, not yet dead. Markets after dark, we go out on the charts. Moon gods rising with that glow in their hearts. Sharp prime signal, break
back in the dark. Victory candles leave a permanent mark. Markets after dark. Markets after dark. They rise, candles sleep beneath the stone. Moon god stirs, power unknown. Teal flames crack through the crust. This ain't luck, he moves charts, we move trust. Red coated villain in the glitchy dark. Whispers trades with the hunter spark. Two forces clash at the candle gate. Algos twitch, it's too late. Maker strikes, the wig turns red. But we ain't done, not yet dead. Markets after dark, we go mad on the charts. Moon gods rising with that